Okay, so in previous video we saw installation of Windows Server operating system, and in this one installation option was desktop experience, which include GUI capabilities. So let's learn installing and configuring Windows Server Core in this video. So as you know, Server Core is also a installation option. So it is the second installation option. So for many network administrator, running graphical user interface, okay, that is a desktop experience operating system on a server that will spend its life in a data center or a server closet seems like a waste of resources. Okay, seems like a waste of resources. Why? Because in many cases, administrators rarely have to touch servers. Okay, so they have to rarely touch servers after their initial installation and the configuration. Once the server is installed with operating system and configuration is done in the server computer after this one, so rarely they administrator needs to uh, log on locally. So except these options also checking logs. So and lot of activities will be done remotely only. Okay. So server core is an installation option in Windows Server 2022. So this option eliminates most of GUI capabilities. So when it is eliminating lots of GUI capabilities, so it leaves a default screen that is a black screen on which you have to interact everything via using commands only, by using commands. So if you are choosing as per the requirement of the organization, you have to use a server core, or you can say um, command line interface operating system. So that time you are choosing server core. So you should know what are the advantages of running servers using server core option. Okay, so there are several advantages. Some are just like this one: a hardware resource conservation. It means server core eliminates some of the most memory. Okay, some of the most RAM, you can see, capabilities, and the next one is processor capabilities. So what is the advantage? Intensive elements of this Windows Server 2022 operating system will be this thing. You can say uh, devoting more of the system resources to running applications and essential services. This would be the, you can say, result. So next one, reduce disk space. So server core requires less disk space, as we have discussed in the earlier. In minimum hardware requirement, Windows operating system need 32 GB. That is for GUI version. But for server core, which is a non-GUI interface, it needs very less disk space for installed operating system elements, as well as less storage space to devoted to memory swapping, which maximize. So this particular one will maximize the utilization of the server's storage resources. Okay, fewer updates. So as you know, graphical elements of Windows Server 2022 are among the most frequently. Every now and then you have to update the features, update the operating system and all. So running server core, if you are using server core, so it reduces the number of updates that administrator must apply. So fewer updates are also means what? Fewer server restarts and less downtime. Means whenever you are updating, you are installing update packages, okay, in your operating system, that time you have to restart the machine. So if you are restarting the machine, that time your machine is down. So here less number of updates are required to be installed. That's why fewer times only server restart, and it will decreases the downtime also. Okay, next and the last one is you can say many, the here last one is you reduced attack surface. Okay, so the less software there is running on the computer, less software running on the computer, the fewer entrances there are available for attackers to exploit. So attackers are getting a very less chances, less you can say opportunities to exploit the operating system. Fewer you can say entrances. So next one, server core reduces the potential openings presented by the operating system, increasing its overall security. Okay, so these are the advantages of using server core. So let's see how to install this one. Okay, so I'm going directly on okay, so virtualization platform. This is VMware workstation. So in this one, I'm going to create a virtual machine in which I'm going to install a Windows Server Core. So you can directly install Windows Server Core on your physical machine. Only the thing you have to do, you have to uh, make a pen drive bootable. So making pen drive bootable means you need this Windows Server operating system image file. So in previous videos we saw how to download it from the Microsoft, okay, freely. So after downloading and getting, so you have to copy that ISO file into the pen drive. So there is a particular software, okay. So it will be used to, you can say, copy .iso OS image file into the pen drive. So this after completion of this particular process, pen drive is known as a bootable pen drive with a particular operating system. So after doing this one, you have to uh, plug that pen drive into your computer, okay, server or whatever. So connect and start the machine. So after starting the machine, you have to go to BIOS or UFI setting by pressing a particular button, function button, and you have to make USB as the first boot drive, and once again save the changes and once again restart the machine. So when the machine will be restarted after BIOS configuration, so what option it will show now? So here we are going to see after creation of this virtual machine. So whatever the things we are going to do, it is the same. Okay, it will be the same one just like your physical computer. Okay, so let's create a new virtual machine. So you know what all options have to be selected here. I'm not going to discuss this one. So this is the subfolder in which this OS files will be stored. Okay, so hence we have created a virtual machine. So we need to edit this virtual machine. Click on this option. So 2 GB of RAM is okay, 2 core processor, hard drive 60 GB disk space, it is also okay. Here you have to make changes. So CD DVD, it is by default auto detect. Select this option, use ISO image file, browse the file. Okay, so our file is present in this particular downloads. Okay, so I've selected ISO image file, network adapter. I'll select bridge option, click on OK, and so our virtual machine is ready. So after this one, when I click on power on this virtual machine, whatever the option it will show now, it is the same just like a physical machine. Okay, so click on this, press here. The first option message would be press any key to boot from CD DVD. Okay, I press a particular key. After this one, okay, so installation begins. So you have to change time and currency format. I'll change it to English India. Keyboard or input method English India, it's okay. Click on next and install now. So setup is starting. So this evolution particular image which we have downloaded from the Microsoft site freely, okay, so is having a two um, edition standard and data center. In previous video we have installed desktop experience, this option. So this is for graphical user interface operating system. So this time we are going to use a server core, which is not having a GUI capability. So when you select this one, it is showing this particular description. This option omits most of the Windows graphical environment. Okay, it omits, if you select this option, it omits most of the graphical environment managed with a command prompt of PowerShell. So this operating system can be managed by commands only. So and remotely with Windows Admin Center or other tools. Okay. So this is the information about this operating system. So I'm selecting data center edition because we have already decided earlier entire MCSC course we are going to learn on the highest edition data center. Okay. So after selection particular operating system, okay, this particular notices and license terms appear, page screen appear. So read this one and tick this checkbox to accept the license, Microsoft software license terms. Click on next. Here there are two options. Okay, it is saying okay, which type of installation do you want. In previous video already we have discussed when to choose upgrade if you have already operating system in the server, that is for example Windows server 2019 or 16. So you can change that operating system, upgrade that one with a newer, okay, that is 2022 whose bootable media we have inserted. Okay, so only the operating system will be upgraded. It will not affect files and settings or any application softwares installed. Okay, if your server computer is totally new, no operating system is installed, that time you can go for this option, or you need a clean format and a clean format option. Okay, so I'm going to select custom option, click on this. Here unallocated space, it is showing 60 GB. It is the hard drive we have, virtual hard drive we have attached to this virtual machine. In the same way, this thing, whatever the hard drive you attach to your server computer, it will appear here, and how many hard drives you have attached, so all those will appear here. So you can decide in on which you have to install the operating system. And after this one, in this particular hard drive, if you have to make a more partition, click on this new option and you can make a partition and you can select a particular partition to install the operating system. So these all things we have seen in a previous video while installation of a desktop experience option. So I'm not going to create any partition. I will select the unallocated space, that is the entire space, and I'll click on next. So entire space of the hard drive will be selected for the operating system. Okay, so files ready for installation, it is started with a 0. When it comes to 100 and these all will be installed, operating system will be installed and the machine will restart. So you can see over here it reaches to 90%. Soon this installation will be completed. So in step 1 it has collected the information. In step 2 it is installing the operating system. Okay, so getting device ready. Installation is going to be complete. Okay, so it is showing this one K administrator is the default user account. So you have to this user's password must be changed before signing in. It is saying. So there are two options: OK or cancel. So I am going to select OK. Hit enter. So you have to provide a strong password for this user account, which is the administrator account. Okay, so it is saying okay, your password has been changed. Enter to OK. S config. This is S config. So you can see over here, it is saying welcome to Windows Server 2022 data center evolution. Okay, so here there are 15 options. It is showing these all information. So which particular option you have to go, just hit the number over here. Enter the number to select an option. There are 15 options. The option are, first option it is showing it is the information about your this computer. It is in domain or work group. It is showing a work group and the name of the work group is also work group. The computer name which is automatically generated is this thing. So, and other services, if you have to log off, type 12, restart the server, type 13, shut down 14, and we'll see this one later. So you know this thing in previous class we have already discussed. After installation of the operating system in a server computer, you have to perform post installation tasks, which are very important. Okay, task. This task PIT include first one, IP configuration, IP address configuration, and next one is a computer name. Okay, so there should be a name of your computer, server computer, and a particular IP address. So changing or configuring the IP address, this is the option. Eighth one for network setting. So let's see this thing. So I am typing 8, enter. It is showing a available network adapter. There is only one network adapter attached to the server computer. It is showing its index is 1. This is the IP address, and this is the network adapter. Okay, manufacturer, whatever. So it is saying select the network adapter index. Means if there are multiple network adapter, 2, 3 like this one, indexes will be number will be assigned. So we have only one network adapter and its index is 1. So select that one only, 1, and hit enter. So it is showing this one, NIC index is 1. This is the description, current IP address. Okay, so subnet mask everything. So now you can do three things. First one, set network adapter address, that is IP address you can set by pressing 1. You can set DNS server ID or clear DNS server setting by pressing the 3. So first we have to press 1 to set the network adapter address or IP address. Okay. So after hitting 1, it is asking select DHCP or static. DHCP is a service. If the service is present in your network, so that time press D. Okay. This service will automatically assign the IP address to this machine if you enable this option, but it is not for server. It will be not for a server. Always keep in mind, servers are those machine which are providing services to the client machine, so their IP address should not be changed. But in case of a IP address assigned by DHCP, in many cases the IP will be changed. Why? Because it is assigned automatically. So always we have to choose a static IP address for your server computer. So static means manually you are going to decide what would be the IP address of this particular server computer. So in such a way, I am going to type as for manual IP address. So it is asking enter static IP address. Okay, I'll type 192.168.1.1.3 is the IP address. So what is this IP address? Okay, when I hit enter, it is asking subnet mask. Enter subnet mask. Here there is one example. So what is this IP address and subnet mask? It will be discussed in a separate video. And those who know about the IP address already, they know okay what is IP address and what is subnet mask. Why to use this subnet mask? Okay. So whatever it may be, so here I'm going to use subnet mask for this IP address 255.255.255.0. Hit enter. After this one, it is asking enter default gateway. Default gateway is the IP address of a router if it is present in your network. Okay, so consider the default gateway IP address is 1.10. Okay, hit enter. After this one, it is saying a setting NIC to static IP address successfully released DHCP particular service it has released, and this one. So after this one successfully it has done so many things. So press enter to continue this. So it has, once again we are on the main screen. So let's check our new IP address. Whatever we chose, we typed na is configured or no. So once again you have to type 8, hit enter. You can see over here IP address is 1.3. Okay, so if you hit enter by keeping blank, so it will come to the first screen. So after configuring the IP address and other configuration, we have to change the name. Okay, to change the name you have to type 2. So here it is saying the current computer name is this one, which is automatically generated, and now enter a new computer name. So for example, this computer is going to play a role of a additional domain controller, which is a very much required service in any domain. So it is going to be a additional domain controller. So I am going to name after this computer according to its role. So just like this one, ADC. Okay, hit enter. It is saying a changing computer name warning. The changes will take effect after you restart the computer. Okay, when we restart, so this changes, that is this name will be changed with this one. So if you want to restart now, press Y or else no. So there is no. Okay, so press Y and hit enter. So machine is getting restart. After this one, you can see the name has been changed to whatever we have selected. Okay, so press Ctrl Alt Delete to sign in and type the administrator password, because it's a server computer on which only administrators have the right to log in. Correction, no other local user can log into a server computer. So we have come to the first screen only. You can see over here a computer name is ADC, or which we chooses. So this is that's it. This is the installation of operating system Windows Server Core and configuring. In configuration, we saw how to configure the IP address, other information, and how to change the name. After this one, which role we are going to install in this Windows Server Core, or whatever the service we have to provide now. So these all things will be executed or implemented in this machine via commands only. Okay, so what would be the command for installing particular service or making a particular role, installing particular role to make the server particular one, just like we have to make an additional domain controller. What you have to do for this thing, you have to execute a command. What would be the command? In further course I am going to tell you. Okay, so actually entire MCSE course we are going to learn on a graphical version. which is a most used Windows most used version. But I will tell you a same role, whatever the graphically we are installing na, same role if you have to install in this particular server, Windows Server Core. So what would be the command? Okay, so if anybody wants to make a Windows Server Core for particular reason, so they can use it. So how to exit from this main screen and go to a command line interface, so that execute, type a command and execute them. Here is the option number 15. You have to use it, will exit to command line, that is a PowerShell, you can see over here. So here you have to type the command, okay, for whatever you have to do. Correction, if you have to go back to particular that option, just yeah, run as config once again. So that's it. In this video we saw how to install and configure Windows Server Core. Okay, so that's it. I hope you understood everything. Thank you.